Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. Every week I bring you insights, strategies, and encouragement, I hope, to help you grow your VA business with confidence, clarity, and consistency. Today, I want to talk about goal setting as it relates, of course, to your confidence level as a VA. Today's quote is from Peter T. McIntyre. Confidence comes not from always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. It's true that fear is the thing that keeps us most stuck in our business. Confidence comes from moving through that fear, knowing that the decisions you make will take you where you want to go. Let's go. So last episode, we talked about planning before goal setting, and that is really important. But you're not going to go anywhere without goal setting, are you? I hope you got some good takeaways and got your own look back process done for your VA business. The new year brings lots of emotions, a mix of excitement, pressure, big promises, big goals, and usually big declarations. I blame those New Year's resolution people on it. But confidence doesn't come from making bold statements. It comes from trusting yourself to follow through in a realistic way. And this episode is about setting goals that build confidence rather than shake it down or erode it. Because the wrong goals don't just fail. They chip away at your confidence and your belief in yourself. And you know me, I'm all about helping you build your confidence so that you can do the work you want to do with the people you want to work with and make good money doing it. Working by yourself has its perks, lots of them. But the one consistent thing that I notice in chatting with VAs like you every single day is that it can also deteriorate that mindset. You might not even notice it happening. You probably don't, in fact. You think that mistakes you make are yours alone. Nobody else has ever made them, right? Wrong. You think that you're meant to struggle through your business. It's supposed to be hard. Wrong. You think that you couldn't possibly deserve the rewards that the goals you set for yourself bring you. Wrong again. I think goal setting gets a bad rap because we think they have to be so huge or they won't mean anything. That a small goal isn't a goal, it's just a thing we do or a decision we make. And many virtual assistants set goals that look impressive but feel completely overwhelming the minute real life enters the picture. They aim for massive growth without accounting for the capacity they have, like bringing in new clients without a plan for time management. They commit to consistency without acknowledging past burnout, like trying to keep up with a networking and marketing plan that is just too much. And they plan as if confidence will magically appear once the goal is achieved, like taking on tasks a client needs without really knowing how to do them, but landing that client and hoping to figure it out. But confidence is built in the process, not the outcome. If your goals require you to become a completely different person overnight, they are not confidence building. They're actually pressure building. And who needs more pressure these days? There's a big difference between excitement and anticipation and pressure. And when you build something that stretches you, but that you know is actually attainable, that breeds excitement. And if all you feel is pressure, then I want you to sit with that for a minute and think about why that is. A confident goal has very clear characteristics. It feels like it's stretching you, but it's not paralyzing you. It is asking you to show up differently, but not perfectly. And it respects your current season or energy and the responsibilities. A confident goal can still be something you've never attained before, but you can recognize that and you put the proper steps in place to reach it. You grow your own confidence when you keep small promises to yourself consistently, not when you chase those big goals that feel misaligned with how you actually operate. You can't be someone else. You can do the things they do, but it still has to fit with your personality, your knowledge, your work ethic, your work pace, you know? And yes, you do have to change something to reach a goal or a place that you've never been before. Sometimes that's something big, but most often it's just something different. You definitely don't have to change your own personality, your whole personality, but maybe focusing on becoming more confident feels that way to you sometimes. Maybe you just think, I'm not confident. How can I switch that light bulb? I talk a lot about confidence, I know. I'm the confidence coach for VAs for a reason, but it's because confidence affects so many things in your business, and it can definitely affect them in a negative way. If you aren't confident in writing social media content, then you can have someone else do it for you. If you aren't confident in setting your rates and creating solid packages, you can get someone else to help you with that too. But if you aren't confident in having business conversations, that is something that you need to learn to do yourself, for yourself, by yourself. You can't get clients and work with clients if you can't talk to them, if you can't communicate with them. So confidence is a good thing. It's a useful thing, but the good news is it's learnable. So instead of asking, what do I want to achieve this year? A better question is, what kind of business owner do I want to practice being this year? Tune in to the word practice here. It's really an important one. You're not trying to arrive. You can't just change who you are, like flipping that light switch, but you can change some things about how you act. You're trying to rehearse new ways of thinking, of making decisions and responding. A confident business owner practices making decisions without overthinking. Practices charging appropriately without apologizing. And practices being visible without waiting to feel ready. Those practices will naturally lead you to results, i.e. clients. Not necessarily the first time you do them, but with practice. Like when you learn to ride a bike, or cook something, or drive a car, or manage a client's schedule, or launch their social media channel. Whatever you do today, you did once for the first time. And what did you do? You practiced until you got better at it. The decisions you make are the key to this. Don't get bogged down by the feeling of large decisions or wrong decisions. That's what paralyzes you. You have to make a lot of choices every single day for your business to move forward. And you're capable of making decisions. You decide when to get up, when to go to bed, what to eat, what to wear, what to watch on TV, where to put something in your home, and so on and so on. You can make decisions. If you have yourself convinced right now that decision making is hard, something else is probably keeping you stuck, and you have to figure out what that is. Is it the fear we talked about a little earlier? If so, what are you afraid of? Making a mistake? Making the wrong decision? Think about what will really happen if you don't charge the right amount of money for something. What will really happen if you put yourself out there in your social media? And what will really happen if you reach out to that client that you want to work with? When we sit with it and think about what will really happen, what's the worst that could happen, we sort of realize that the decisions are not that hard after all. They're not as big as we thought they were. Another important shift is letting go of all or nothing thinking. You don't need the perfect plan to start. You don't need full confidence to take action, and you don't need to know how everything is going to work out. A plan is not the same as the result, right? Perfect is not better than done. Done is better than perfect. So you have to do and move on. Everything you do in your business is a work in progress. Your rates, your packages, your social media, your website, your service list, they're not going to stay the same for the longevity of your business. You're going to grow and change as time goes on. And you can change anything, anytime you want. But you're not going to go anywhere at all if you don't take the first step. Confidence grows when you allow yourself to do and then adjust without thinking that you failed the first attempt or that it was a big mistake. Goals that leave no room for adjustment usually get abandoned completely. Goals that expect flexibility tend to evolve and stick. So how to set goals? You have to think of them in terms of what you need. When I teach goal setting to VAs, the light bulb goes on over their head. It's actually kind of cool. Goals are not just about revenue. You can set goals for all kinds of things, for a number of clients to work with, specific services to offer, trainings to take, events to attend, and of course, revenue to achieve. But goals don't only need to be financial to work. Probably my most famous goal that I teach people is to network with 2 business owners every single day. 2 conversations with business owners every single day. Let's do the math as to why this works. First of all, everyone has time to talk to 2 people every single day. You can talk to them on social media, through email, through events, or phone calls, or Zoom calls, whatever you want. But make them meaningful conversations. Short ones definitely work. But 2 per day, do the math. That's 40 per month, or 60 if you don't take the weekends off. And it takes less than 15 minutes a day to reach out to 2 people. Sometimes it only takes 2 minutes. I do it every single day. Everyone has that amount of time. Everyone. And if you are having 40 to 60 conversations a month, what is that doing for you? Well, a lot of things, really. First, it's developing a great habit of doing something every single day to help your business or to focus on your business. Second, it's holding a daily goal. Hey, look at that. Third, it's helping you practice having daily conversations. Fourth, it's putting you in touch with a certain number of people every month. It doesn't necessarily have to be 40 new people every month. You can follow up with people too, and that still counts as a conversation. But as long as you are having 2 meaningful conversations a day, you're going to reach your 40 to 60. And let me tell you, if you are having 40 to 60 business conversations every single month in 15 minutes or less a day, you're going to get clients. And if you're not getting clients, if you're doing that and not getting clients, that's when you need to get help with what you're saying in those conversations or who the people are. Then there's a disconnect, right? If you're doing that, you are having 40 to 60 business conversations every month and you are not full of clients, that's when you need someone to help you, like me. But the volume of communication and conversations, when you say the right things and you're talking to the right people, will get you clients. You won't even have to do any other marketing, I promise you. 2 conversations, I think, is a goal that you can set right now and start doing every day, starting today. Instant gratification. If you miss a day, pick it up the next day and keep on going. There's a point, actually. Never try to catch up on a missed goal. That's the beauty of setting a daily small goal. If you were to try to do all of your networking on Sunday night for 2 hours because you think that that's when you should be doing it, and then something comes up and you lose that time, you are now 2 hours behind plus an entire week until the next Sunday comes up, right? But if you can book this in for 15 minutes every single day, even if you miss a day, you're still way further ahead. You just move on and pick it up for the next day. 2 conversations a day is doable and it is effective. So, breathe with me. Goal setting does not have to be overwhelming. It just needs to be defined and manageable. So as you roll through this new year, consider how your goals make you feel when you imagine working on them consistently. Do they feel grounding or draining? Expanding or heavy? Supportive or demanding? Your nervous system matters, your energy matters, and your confidence depends on both of those things. You are your VA business. You're the commodity, the product. So you have to consider your nervous system and your mindset all the time. And it's okay if you're an introvert. You can still run a great VA business. You just need to find a way that works for you to communicate with clients. A little quiet goal setting can be super awesome. They focus on showing up regularly instead of proving something. They prioritize clarity over speed. And they allow confidence to build gradually instead of demanding instant certainty. You have to find your own balance to make it work for you. Now let's circle back to today's quote. Confidence comes from not always being right, but from not fearing to be wrong. I want you to smash that fear because it doesn't dictate what you need to do. I want you to find the help you need to push through the parts that make you feel uncomfortable. Try, adjust, and keep going. That is how you build confidence, one decision at a time. And this is what I help VAs like you with all the time. Figuring out what you want, how to get it, and what you need to do to start taking those steps towards it. Goal setting should always come first, and then the strategy. What's the goal? How are you going to get there? I'd like to talk to you about your goals. Connect with me at yourvamentor.com/links. I'm here to help. It's the only reason I'm here at all, to help you become a ridiculously good virtual assistant. I so appreciate you tuning in every single week. I love talking to all of you and hearing that you love the podcast. It's my favorite way of connecting with you, and I would love for that to translate into a conversation for us as well. Add me to your 40 to 60. I'm here when you're ready. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. If we haven't talked yet, Happy New Year to you and your loved ones. I'll see you next time.